In this session, we're going to be talking about Adobe Express AI plus imagination, storybook magic. So we're going to be creating a storybook together using the AI in Adobe Express. So I'm going to walk you through the process on how to do that in Adobe Express. It's a fun, creative activity that you can use this with your students, and you yourselves can do it as well. So before I get going, just for those of you who may not know me, my name is Claudio Zavala Jr. I'm education evangelist at Adobe. I'm part of the Adobe education team. I'm based in the Dallas Fort Worth area, so somewhere depending on the drive, maybe 7 to 8 hours from you all. Only a couple hours by plane. You can find me anywhere on social media. Finding that searching with that name, and also you can find my picture like that. I also have a YouTube channel that you can find a lot of tutorials on Adobe Express. Um, and so diving in here, so in this session, like I said, we're going to be creating a storybook here. I'm just making some adjustments to my screen. I'm going to move this out of the way. So right now I'm logged into Adobe Express. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with kind of we're going to be using the generative AI in Adobe Express to generate our first, I would say, scene for our story. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to ask you to help me out with this. I'm going to ask you, we're going to ask you for 5 things here for putting together a prompt. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm dropping this in the prompt, into the chat. The link that I'm sharing with you all, this right here is this is one of my colleagues. Her name is Shell McConville. She put this resource together. It's fantastic. I share this with every time I'm talking about AI in Adobe Express. I am sharing this resource, and it's text to image tips. So if you're just getting started using the AI in Adobe Express, this is a great resource that you can use. You can use this and share it with your students as well. And it's really about the science, kind of giving you a little info on how to put a prompt together to get the image that you're looking for. So I'm going to go over this really quick, and then we're going to come together and create an image. So first of all, tip number 1 is we're talking about the prompt structure. And that is how to put that prompt together to get the image that you're looking for. So here, think of 3 things, 3 pieces that will kind of help put that prompt together. And there's a subject. Think about the thing that's in your image that you're looking for, and also like maybe things that it's wearing or doing. So basically like the subject. So let's say if it's an animal, so you're thinking about a color of an animal, like, it's wearing sunglasses. It is dancing around. That's like the subject. And then the background would be, it's in a lush garden in the middle of downtown New York. Okay, so this is our imagination. So that's the background. And then the style, you can say it's in a 3D render cartoon like this one right here. You can say it's a pixel style, 8-bit style. That's going to help you put that prompt together and get the image. So think of this as your first tip. Structure. Now, second tip is using style. So right here, I talked about style right there, the style 3D render. Style is what like a artistic style that you're looking for in your image. And this is like a key piece here, because sometimes you may be looking for the image, no, I want it to be more cartoony, or no, I want it to look more realistic. It has to do with the style. So the more you tell the Adobe Express AI, the more detail, the more, like, if you're specific on a style, it's going to give you that style. So here's like some examples of styles. If you look at all these right here, pretty much the top row was using the same. It was a girl, a joyful purple haired girl in a coffee shop. They all had the same, the girl, the subject, and the background. And then the styles vary. So the first one is a 16-bit retro, and then on the far right, you see an isometric style. So then you see like the middle one right there, chibi anime style. So flat art. So you're gonna get to look like what you want. So be specific on the style. On the bottom one, again, the the same subject and background. It was an otter playing in a river surrounded by pine trees, tall pine trees in the summertime. And then it has voxel styles. If you see right there, kind of looks like stick art. And then you have poly all the way up to a hyper realistic on the far right, looking very real. And so keep that in mind when you're putting together the prompt. Okay. And also keep this in mind when we start putting our prompt together. Tip number 3 is you can use reference images for composition and style. And what that means is this is like a little extra. You don't have to do this. This is just, I would say, help you refine it to get it to look more what you want it to look like. So for example, right here, happy dog made out of plants. Well, if I have this reference image, this is an image that's already been made that has plants. And so here's my happy dog made out of plants. And it used this image as a reference. Here's a shoe, a guitar, a castle. And they all had this image as a reference. So basically a style. So they all look different as far as like what they are, but the style was similar to the image that I gave it. So if you have a style that you're looking for and you can't describe it, you could always take an image and bring it in as a style reference. And then composition has to do with the way that the image or whatever you want to create is kind of positioned. Think of composition when you're taking a picture with your phone or camera. You're composing the photo. Basically, you're telling people, okay, I want you to turn this way, turn your head, tilt it this way. Now smile, give me a peace sign. That's composition. So that's how you're basically composing how it's going to be posing. And so this one, upload composition. So this was a drawing that was used as a composition. And notice how they all are facing kind of the same direction. That's the composition. That's, like I said, that's the extra step if you're having trouble with the prompt. Tip number 4, this is a great activity to use with your students, is scaffolding, prompting. And I can show you how to do this once we dive in, is start with a basic prompt, a dark, stormy night. And then then your students create like the first step. And then they say like, okay, now add another element to your prompt. And so basically you're building upon the prompt, getting better at creating prompts. So now if you look from the first prompt to the last prompt, we have dark mood, messy, smeared charcoal style, dark stormy night with the old Victorian house, flickering candles in the window, path leading to the front door. Notice how we scaffold it. Basically, we're helping students build that skill, that iterative process from start to finish. Your scaffolding, you're basically building their skill, putting together a prompt. And this also, I would recommend you to do this. Go through the practice of like prompt. Start simple and then add little by little, get more detail. That's going to help you see how the results will differ by the prompts. Okay. And lastly, we got some, excuse me, we got some Q&A questions that I'm not going to go through these as much. The only thing is that when we share resources, sometimes you'll see parentheses and they're not necessary. They don't affect the prompt. And you can see what the prompt was if you click on it, and so on. So these are text to classroom use examples that you can use, create an impactful scene from a book, reimagine literary characters, comic book heroes, make your own comic book hero, and so on. And here's just some other examples. Action figure, wool felted style. Look at that. This reminds me of the Christmas Rudolph and claymation right there. Okay, here we go. Now I need your help. Now we're going to go and let's create our story. So here I am on the homepage of Adobe Express. So if you've logged into Adobe Express, if you want to follow along and do it yourself, or if you only have one screen and you're watching me, no worries. Again, this is being recorded. When you log into Adobe Express, when your students log in, this is what you'll see. This is the brand new home screen of Adobe Express. Right here where it says generate an image, this is where we're going to start. We're going to click in here. Now, but I need your help. And in the chat, I'm going to ask you for 5 things, and then we'll kind of maybe as you drop it in there. So what I need right now is think of an animal. So drop it in the chat. I need an animal. We're going to create a story. We're going to build a story together. I need an animal. Any animal type it into the chat. Oh, sloth, fantastic. We got sloth, koala. We may use some of these other animals on the rest of the for the rest of the story build. So, I like sloth. I think we're gonna I think we're gonna go with the sloth here. Okay, now we got our sloth, and so I need. So we know our sloth. You know, they're grayish color. Um, but let's be creative with our sloth. Let's make our sloth a little different. You know, let's get creative. Give me a color for the sloth. And as you're doing this, I'm gonna write these down on my notes here. So we've got, oh, lime green. Okay, I'm liking that lime green. Okay, so we got a lime green sloth. Okay, now, what is this sloth wearing? Okay, again, this is our story. We're gonna create our own story. Give me two articles of clothing that the sloth is wearing. We got a t-shirt, cap, and shoes. Okay, sloth wearing a. Okay, ooh, okay. I like the overalls. Let's go with the overalls. Um, let's go with a let's go with some purple overalls because I see the color purple. Wearing purple overalls and a scarf and cap. A wearing a cap and scarf. Okay, so we got the lime green sloth wearing purple overalls and a cap and a scarf. Okay, now let's we're working on the subject. Let's give one more piece of our subject. What is this sloth doing? So that we got to give let's get make the sloth doing something. Okay, reading. Awesome. Reading a book, a magazine. What do you think? Let's go with reading a book. Oh, okay. Pedro, I saw you added reading and well, let's see, reading and let's. I don't know if it'll come up. Let's try. Uh, I'm just gonna go with a book for now, but the ebook, I'm kind of thinking maybe trying to think how I would put that in the prompt. But that's pretty. Let's reading. Let's just see reading an ebook. See what it comes up with an ebook. Now, okay, so we've got our subject. Now we got to describe the background. So where is I think Pedro, I like the farming. So let's say he's doing this on a farm, but we need the more description on a farm. Let's see. So he's on a farm, but let's describe this farm a little more. So again, I'm going back to our sub our prompt up here at the top. Uh, so we got to see like a farm, but let's be more descriptive on the farm. Oh, reading an ebook while sitting on a tractor in a farm with a barn and hay around the ground. Okay. Going very detailed on this one. Okay. Now we need a style. So here we go. I'm going to pull this page. So we need a style here. We've got these styles, and then we got the ones at the very bottom. Look at all these styles. Uh, you want to go look at the page. Let's see. Um, I don't want to use realistic. Let's go like something more. Let's see. What do y'all think? Let's see. Let me go to our styles back up here. And let's see if anybody wants a certain style. Drop it in the chat. Voxel. I was kind of hoping someone would say that. All right. Um, and so we're gonna say voxel style. So actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add that at the beginning. Voxel style. All right. So everyone, as you are helping me create this, this is basically going to be our first page in our little storytelling book. All right, here we go. So what I've done is I copied the prompt. I've been typing it out, and here's what I came up with is I'm going to put a voxel style lime green sloth wearing purple overalls and a cap and a scarf reading an ebook while sitting on a tractor in a farm with a barn. Let me say, with a barn and hay around the ground. Well, actually, say sitting on a farm with a barn. And yeah, that should be sitting on a tractor on a farm. On a farm. Here we go. Just making sure. By the way, I've done this before. You can put your prompt in Spanish and it's generated it for me. So I've done it. Okay, here we go. Voxel style lime green sloth wearing purple overalls and a cap and a scarf, reading an ebook while sitting on a tractor on a farm with a barn and hay around the ground. Here we go. Let's hit generate and let's see. By the way, the AI in Adobe Express is powered by Adobe Firefly. That's our AI tool. All right, drum rolls here. All right, all right. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Oh my God. Look at that. He looks like he's blending into the tractor here. So that this one's got his legs right there. This one's a little more voxel style. Wow, that is so cool. Now, what you'll see when you hit generate, you're going to get 4 examples. Here we are, the 4. So if you think of this for your students, choices, this is great because it gives an opportunity to like select different results. You can also click where it says generate more. So I'm going to click on generate more. You can do this 4 or 5 times, I believe. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So what that does is going to give you about 20 results. That's a good thing and it's a bad thing because you'll have too many to choose from, which is good and bad. So think of your students, they might get stuck here trying to find like, oh, I like this one. I like that one. So this is the challenging part for students is when they do multiple ones, they're going to have a rough time trying to select one. So I mean, these are all fun. These are all great. That's kind of funny. So the ebook thing didn't really, this one kind of gives me a look like tablet looking ebook. So it didn't do it so well, but that's okay. I think I'm okay. I think I can live with I can live with that. Okay. I'm torn between this one and this one right here. I think I'm gonna go with this one up here. Okay. Now, all right. So we've got our first piece done. Now what I need to do is what happens when you do the animate from the home page, notice this page right here on the right. Or sorry, I should say this empty space on the side. Basically that means because the image is smaller than it. So what you can do is a couple things. You can stretch it out like that to make it fit. That's what I'm gonna do. Stretch it out. Or what you can do is choose resize and let's go. I'm gonna go horizontal. I'm gonna go with the Instagram size. Down here it says expand image. Again, this is all being recorded, so you can watch this. So what I did is I just resized the canvas, and now I should be able to make this fit a lot easier, so I don't lose a lot of the. And what I'm doing, I'm just grabbing those edges. Okay, all right, everyone. So we've got our first page for our story. Now, what we need to do is we need to basically continue the story. So this is like the start of our story. So what we're going to do is we're going to create 3 frames, three pages to our story. You can create as many you can create as many pages. However, because of time, I don't have time to do a fully like 10-page book, but I just want to show you kind of the basics. We're going to create a 3-page story here. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to use this feature. Oh, actually, first of all, what we're going to do is we need to add some text so that the reader knows what's happening here. So what we do next is we click on T for text. And then we have add your text right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to basically add text like if someone's going to read the story. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you this really cool. Uh, I'm going to take basically the prompt. So I'm going to hit copy and I'm going to paste the prompt in here. That's our prompt. So it's kind of hard to read. I'm resizing this and I'm going to move this around. I'm going to put the, actually, let's do this. I'm going to resize this way and I'm going to select it all and I'm going to make the letters bold and I'm going to make the letters white so it's easier to read against this and maybe go a little bit bigger. So right here we have text. So once you click on text, you're able to edit the text any way you want. Okay, now because this is a prompt, I don't want students to read a prompt. So right here it says rewrite. First, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the style. I have the prompt saved. This is important. I'm going to keep the prompt saved. I just copied and pasted it to my notes tab. And what I'm going to do is select all. I'm going to choose this option rewrite. And this is a really cool feature in Adobe Express, the AI, is what we can do here is we can change the way that prompt is worded so it sounds a little more, maybe make it comical. Make it sound more comical, make it sound more inspirational, more personal. Maybe I'm going to go comical. And also, I'm going to maybe shorten the text. So basically the AI is going to help me make it more comical and maybe shorten it a bit. Or you could just rephrase it. I'm going to shorten it because this is going to be a book. So let's see. Shorten it and then I'm going to hit generate. So what the AI is going to do for me is going to take my prompt. Here we go. A lime green sloth in purple overalls chilling on a tractor reading an ebook among barnyard hay. And so he's giving me several examples. Let's see here. Purple chills on tractor. I like this first one right here. So I'm going to click this one and then check this out. I hit replace. Now, here's my new text. My text for my stories right here. So now what we're going to do is maybe move this text down here. Maybe put it down here to the bottom left. And what I can do now, just to make it easier to read, excuse me, is come over here to effects. Notice how I have the text selected. I'm going to go to effects. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come down here to shadow. And maybe I'll just add a shadow. So let's see, when I add a shadow, it's still a little hard to read. So let's go back. None. And let's do this. See this shape right here? We're going to click shape. And then I'm going to click, actually, let's try this shape right here. Either one. Maybe I'll do this shape right here. So now it's got it's like a caption. And then I'll click inside this box right here. And instead of, let me have the background. So the background shape, I'm going to make it white. And then the text, this first box is the text. I'm going to make the text black. There we go. That's easier to read. And then I can change the size of the shape. Here we go. So here's our first page. A lime green sloth in purple overalls, chilling on a tractor, reading an ebook among barnyard hay. That's our first page, everyone. Let's give ourselves a pat on the back. We've got our first page for our story. Okay. Now let's continue the story. So I'm going to share with you a quick way to do this. We're going to create the next scene. On the bottom right corner of the screen, you see it says add page, and there's just little 3 dots, the snowman laying down. Click there, and we'll duplicate the page. Okay, so we got over here on the bottom, we got page 1, and now we got page 2. Now, here's our next step. Let's continue the scene. So everyone in the chat, we've already got our lime green sloth. But what we need to do here is, I'm going to do this. We're going to take this lime green sloth and we're going to go back to edit. Okay, now here's the key. I'm going to show you this because I want the sloth to look the same. We're going to come right here where it says generate similar. See right here it says generate similar. We're going to click here. What's going to happen? So look right up here. See this little image right here? It's going to use the image that I just created as a reference. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to need your help again. All right, so I'm going to type in our prompt again, voxel style, lime green sloth. Okay, we got to, what's the next thing? What happens to the sloth? Let's think about something different that's happening to the sloth. So he was reading a book, but now what is he doing? So let's, someone say, what's the next thing that the sloth's going to be doing? Ooh, say drum roll. See who's. I got y'all. Falls asleep. Okay, so the overalls on a cap is. Ooh, oh, bad weather. Laughed at what? Okay. Uh, something. Okay. Oh, what if we have the sloth fall asleep? Let's do this. Um. Okay, let's see here. Scarf falling asleep on a tractor on a farm, or fell asleep, or actually, let's just say sleeping on a tractor on a farm. So, okay, now here we go. Now I'm going to hit generate, and we should get a similar image result from using that reference. Part of this is so that I can have the same look, because sometimes if we just generate, it may not look the same. Okay, it doesn't look too. Oh, look at this one right here. Yeah. Okay. So falling asleep. Let's hit generate more, just to see if I can find. Let's see. All right. Let's see. Okay. Which is one that looks a little, excuse me. All right. Looks like he fell asleep right there. Let's see. This one's falling asleep. All right. So I'm trying to get the one where he's got the hat kind of the same, the barn kind of the same. Now he still looks awake right there. Oh, there. Oh, which one? I think it was. Yeah, see, this is, there's so many great ones right here. Um, eyes are open. I like that one. I just don't like the hat. Um, I'm just trying to find one where his eyes are closed. Okay. I thought I saw one. I might have clicked too fast. There we go. That one he fell asleep. Okay. So here we go. I'm going to click done. And this right here says replace. Let's replace. Okay. So what happens is, notice now, here's my first scene, my second scene, how he's falling asleep. So what we're going to do is now we're coming over here and we're coming back to our thing. And then we're just going to make the purple sloth with overalls fell asleep on his tractor. And then we're just going to get rid of this here. Okay. All right. Now we're going to go do the same thing. It's a little quiz here. Let's test you out. I need to make a copy of this. So we've got, again, we've got our first one, got our second one. And now I need to make a copy of this one. So what we're going to do is we're going to come down over here, view all pages. So I can see all pages. And then right here, the snowman laying down, duplicate the page. We got scene 1, scene 2, and now scene 3. So I'm going to double click. So here we go. On the bottom, you see 1, 2, and 3. Now, let's go back to, I'm going to go back and look at the animals. And let's say, um, let's say, I see all these, let's say let's make this totally, let's say a koala. So we're gonna do this. So everyone, we're gonna choose a koala. I'm picking a koala, but I need your help. Now we need to say the koala took his book. But let's change. Let's give a little change out to, I guess, change the scenery. Any description on the koala? Do we want a color for the koala? So I need your help with the koala. Oh, orange. I see. Oh, orange. Okay, it's going to be an orange koala. Let's see, an orange koala, and then again, well now, what is the orange koala wearing? Polka dotted. Oh, okay, an orange polka dot koala. Okay, we incorporated that polka dot. And I'm looking off screen here because this is where I'm typing my notes here. Okay, what is the koala wearing? Rainbow T-shirt. Now, if you think about your students when you're as we're going through this, as they're think about the imagination that they can have, that that they're thinking about these things, just like out of I would say like non-traditional, like we think of things like certain colors, like you can get so creative with this. I think of Clifford the Big Red Dog. I mean, there's I haven't never seen a real big red dog, but we can make one up. But just like we can make an orange polka dot koala. All right, wearing a t-shirt. Now, so the koala is going to come and take his book. Let's see. Let's say the koala running with a book on a farm. I'm going to keep the rest of the same. All right. So here we go. Now, because we're gonna do something different. So what I'm gonna do here is we're gonna go to media and we're gonna go to photos and we're gonna generate an image because I'm not using my the this one like that. Well, actually, let's see. Let's try this. I'm gonna click on the picture and let's generate similar. And now what I did is as you were telling me, I kept voxel style and orange polka dot koala. I guess I should say koala bear wearing a rainbow T-shirt, running with a book on a farm, with a barn and hay in the background. All right, let's see how this comes out. Drum roll. Brrr. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. What will the results be? Oh, here he is, running with the book. Okay, I'm going to generate more. Now, because I said T-shirt, oh, well, I did say rainbow. I think, yeah, rainbow T-shirt. So we're kind of getting like a different Oh, look at that. Like he's got that polka dot. No, don't. So I said, let's see, orange polka dot koala. So it didn't give me the koala in orange. It gave me the polka dot in orange. So, and look at that polka dot rainbow. Actually, you know what? That kind of works out. I'm kind of cool with that. Even though I said orange koala, I think it'll work. Let's go. So this one kind of looks. I think I'm gonna go with this one. So I'm gonna click on done, and then it says, "Would you like to replace original image with the new variation?" And yes, we're gonna replace it. There we go. So here's the thing. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my next prompt. Okay, we're going to come down here to the text right here. And we're going to type this in. We're going to paste in the new one. And here's the new prompt. And I'm going to go here to rewrite. We're going to do the same thing. Shorten and comical and then hit generate. A koala in rainbow PJs dashes through the farm, book in tow, polka dots galore. Rainbow t-shirted koala with a polka dot zooms through a farm, park in tow. An orange polka dotted koala in a rainbow tee bolts through a hayfield. These are all good. Okay. Okay. Everyone, one, two, or three. Here we go. One, two, or three. Put it in the chat. One, two, or three. I got three, two. Drop it in. I got another three. I've got two. Come on. Let's see. Drop it in the chat. Let me know. Okay, we've got a quorum of 3 so far. Let's go one more and let's see. Do we have a tie? I guess we won't have a tiebreaker. Okay, the threes went out. Here we go. 3 and replace. All right, there we go. An orange polka dotted koala in a rainbow tee bolts through a hay-filled farm, book in tow. Now, we've got about 20 minutes to go. And so ideally what I would want to do is like resolve the story, but I just want to make sure I cover the next pieces with you all. So maybe what we'll do is like do one more scene. Because basically what I would want to do with this is the sloth wakes up, doesn't notice that his book is gone, and but the koala then comes back and gives him the book, just like so that they're friends. So that's basically what that would be the resolve of my story. Now, because of time, what I'm going to do here is we're going to pause right here, um, and I may flesh this story out a little further later on, but I want to show you what the next step. Okay, so we've got story. So far, any questions right now of what I've done so far? Let me know. You can unmute and ask a question or drop it into the chat.
I have a question. Can it be done with like a preset book? Like the text be something from a book?
I would say you could probably try. I would say the only thing challenging with that is copyright. Um, but I mean, if the images look quite different, I'm sure as a practice you can probably do that. Um,
Or like
uh,
something the students wrote, would they have to write it in the version you did, right? Prior to, like they can
yes,
write a story and then they have to turn it back into the description you did, correct?
yes, that would do that. So if the students write a story, then I would say take their story and then chunk it out like scene wise or whatever, and but take it and then put it in a prompt form. But yes, definitely, like if students write something, take that, yes, in turn, and then put it into book format. Great question. So from here, students would correct the text to go with picture. They can do that as well. Um, make it match. Yes. Any other questions? I hope that answered your question from the mic, and also Delina, your question there. Um, say would correct it. So I think Delina, your question. So from here, the student would correct the text to go with the picture. Yes. Yes. That's a yes. All right. Okay. Now this we're gonna add a layer of to this story. So what we're gonna do first is uh, I'm kind of getting okay. Well, let's do this. So I've got the story done. Now I'll show you something really quick that you can do, but then I'm going to come back. So let's say your students do this. They prompt, they create their story. That's all done. And they're like, I want the story, but I want to create it in another language. Up here at the top, we have the button labeled translate. And then up here, you can translate. It says right here, translate all pages. Yes. And then what languages? I'm just going to go with Spanish for now. But we have there are about 40 different languages, 30 to 40 different languages, I think. See, popular languages. Yeah, I think at one time I counted there were 30, but I don't see that many right now. Um, but basically, what I'll do is I'll translate this. And what's happening, the AI is going to take nothing's going to change with the image. It's only going to swap out the prompt. So here's my book in English, Langry Sloth, boom, boom. And then here we go. Now it's in Spanish. Now you can always go back in if the conjugation doesn't get it right, or I'm like I don't like the way it's saying, and you can go back through and edit. So you're able to do that. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna undo just to go back to the English. Okay. Now the next step is we're gonna add a layer of dynamics to this, revising it. Yep. And then go here to media. And what I'm going to do here is over here it says audio. And I'm going to do is I'm going to record audio. What's happening here is the microphone is turned on. Your built-in microphone, it will use it. This button right here that says enhanced speech, it is automatically by default turned on. What does the enhanced speech do? Basically, If you have 30 students in your class and they're all recording at the same time, you're not going to hear the student to the right or to the left, behind or to the front. You're not going to hear the echo, because that enhanced speech, what it does, it analyzes the voice that's directly in front of the laptop or Chromebook or device. There's basically does all this adjustment for you as if you were in a professional audio recording studio. It's amazing. I was try it out with 30 kiddos, and you'll see the magic. It's, I say magic, but it's really the audio enhancement. It's an AI feature. So definitely give it a shot. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start recording, and I'm going to read my book. So here we go. Start recording. A lime green sloth in purple overalls chilling on a tractor reading an ebook among barnyard hay. And so what has happened now is you see right here at the bottom, this is my audio. Now what has happened is my audio has basically stretched that far out, but that's okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. Right down here, I move my cursor. If you see my cursor right here, there's these little handles. Basically what that does is it allows me to stretch this out. So I'm going to do is stretch it out all the way till it matches that green right there. And then this is extra. I just click here, click the snowman and delete. Okay, so here it goes. A lime green sloth in purple overalls chilling on a tractor reading an ebook among barnyard hay. Okay, so I got my first page done. I'm going to click this right here. It says pages. And we're going to go to the second scene. We're going to do the same thing. Audio. So here, media, audio, record voiceover. And here we go. So I'm going to click start recording, and I'm going to basically read what it says there. A lime green sloth in purple overalls fell asleep on his tractor. Okay, now let's go here to edit timeline. And let's see. We'll go back over here I'm going to move this. This is called the playhead. I'm going to move this all the way to the front, and let's hit play. A lime green sloth in purple overalls fell asleep on his tractor. Okay, pretty good. Click on pages. And now I'm going to go to the last page. Again, we're in media, audio, record voiceover. Um, and I'm going to show you something right here. See this the snowman snowman laying down? Click there and choose edit timeline. That way you can see this right here, because it gets kind of tricky. So again, snowman, edit timeline. We're already on recording. So here we go. Start recording. It's going to count me down. An orange polka-dotted koala in a rainbow tee bolts through a hay-filled farm, book in tow. Now, if you notice when I hit recording, it's at 3, 2, 1. I waited about a half a second before I started recording. You don't want to start recording right when it hits 0, because sometimes your voice can get cut off. Give it a little space. And what I'm going to do here, so my audio is longer. What I'm going to do is just stretch this out so it matches right about there. And then click the snowman over here and delete that. And now hit play. An orange polka-dotted koala in a rainbow tee bolts through a hay-filled farm, book in tow. All right. So I've got my audio recording for all 3. So here we go. Let's go back to the first one. Go edit timeline. Okay. I think something is still missing here. I've got my voice. I need to make it sound like a farm. So let's do this. Let's go. I could either do 2 things. I could add a soundtrack, or I could add like ambient noise. So let's say if I type in farm, let's see what comes up. Goat eat here. Farm animals, dog. Okay, I'm gonna click play right here. Let's see. Let's try the sheep one. Okay, I don't think I want that sheep one there. Yeah, so I'm trying to find like just farm animals. So let me type in farm animals. It seems that everything is like The dog one is kind of good. It's just so the dog is barking. Okay, I'm gonna try something different. I'm gonna type in country. Maybe like some music. That's too. No, that's too. Let's see, country music. Thinking like it's out in the country. So basically, okay. I think for this one, I think I'm gonna go back to the animals. I think the farm, the dog one was fine. Farm. Type in the barking dog. Okay, I'm gonna go with that one. Oh, roar of a tractor. Ooh, good one. Let's see. Tractor. Ah, doesn't have it. Okay, let's just go with the farm animals and let's check this out. I'm gonna click here. So now when I hit play, a lime green sloth in purple overalls chilling on a tractor, reading an ebook among barnyard hay. Okay, that's not bad. Okay, now I go to the next page. Let's go to pages. Let's go to the next page. We're gonna click on the farm animals with dog barking again. And then let's edit timeline. So here we go, the same thing. A lime green sloth in. Okay, let's go back to pages. Go to the last one, edit timeline, and let's move this here and let's add the farm. All right. Very cool. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so check this out now. First page. Let's hit play. A lime green sloth in purple overalls chilling on a tractor, reading an ebook among barnyard hay. And then we'll go to the next page. Purple overalls fell asleep on his tractor. A lime green sloth in purple overalls. Okay, and then hit the third one. An orange polka dotted koala in a rainbow tee bolts through a hay-filled farm, book in tow. Okay, now I'm gonna give you a tip here. I'm gonna go to edit timeline. This may happen. In this case, the audio it worked out perfect. But sometimes if you bring in music or soundtracks, they might be too loud. So what you'll have to do, for example, is I'm gonna click right here. This is the voiceover. See right here, it says farm dog barking. See how it says 100%? If the music or sound effect is too loud, just bring it down. And then what happens is an orange polka dotted koala in a rainbow tee bolts through a hay-filled. It's subtle. It's not too loud. In my case, the 100% wasn't too bad, but just be aware that if you bring in music or sound, it may be louder than your voice. So just make sure you click on the green bar, like this one says farm animals, and then lower the volume. Now, okay, I've got my book done. I'd say my book, our book, because we put this together. Let's do this first. Up here at the top left corner where it says Adobe Express, I'm going to click in here. We're going to call this Green Sloth Farm. Okay, just that way I can remember the name of the book. Now, how do I get this book from my account if I'm a student to you, my teacher? Or how do I get my book as a teacher out to my students or to my parents? Here's what we're going to do. Over here, there's a download option. You can download, it's going to download each piece. But what I want to do is this. We're going to go to share. Go to share. And right here says view only link. And it's right here says page 1 of 3. It's gonna basically create a link for my book. So I'm gonna click create link. So we're gonna just wait for this process. The more pages you have, it's gonna take a little bit longer, but what's gonna happen is it's gonna create its own unique web link. And that link is what your students can send to you through Schoology, Canvas, or Google Classroom, whichever one you have. Students just copy that. And then like let's say a student makes it like, I'm going to send this to my mom, and they could copy that link and then text it or email it to their parents. Yeah, this is pretty fantastic. Okay, I'm waiting for this to happen here. Let's see. All right, so here's my link. I'm going to copy this, and now check this out. Okay, let's paste this right here. By the way, that link right there is This is a technical term. It's a non-indexed link. What that means is nobody can go Google green sloth book or green sloth farm. Nobody will be able to Google it and find it. It is so no your students create something, nobody can go search on the web and find it. Okay, here's my book. Hold on, let me it automatically plays. So let's see here. Now let's hit play.
Ross chilling on a tractor, reading an ebook.
Let's refresh that.
Among
Okay, let's try it again.
chilling on a tractor, reading an ebook among barnyard hay.
I'm gonna hit play again just to start it.
A lime green sloth
There we go.
in purple overalls chilling on a tractor, reading an ebook among barnyard hay.
And then I go, remember old school? Boop, I turn the page.
A lime green sloth in purple overalls fell asleep on his tractor.
And then
An orange polka dotted koala in a rainbow tee bolts through a hay filled farm, book in tow.
and there's the book I just shared, the book I just shared using that link. So we put together that story, and then pages. Now, I would want to finish the story out, but we didn't have time to fully flesh out the story, unfortunately, because of time. But if you can imagine your students doing this in class, getting creative. Now, of course, I did it in English, but you can do it in Spanish as well. You can the audio can be recorded in Spanish. You can do the text in Spanish and so on. Yes, you should be able to, if it, as long as Dojo, you can share links. This is a regular link that you can share. So if in Dojo is just a regular link, this is basically a URL link. Yes, great question. Okay, we are 5 minutes to the end of time. So what I want to do is got a couple open up for any questions, and then I got a couple things I want to share with you all. I'll take a few questions here. Feel free to type it, or you can unmute. How many have already thinking like, oh, have ideas for your classroom? I already saw somewhere said, "Can I embed it in Class Dojo?" So I can think already you're going to be start doing something like this, Delina. Awesome, excited, excited. Awesome, thank you, Veronica. I appreciate it. Yeah, this is when I started playing with the AI and Express, and like how the ways to use it. Like I was like, I love telling stories using my camera and my video camera, but like this is another great way for storytelling. It's just amazing, and just think of the different all the imagination your students can use to create these stories and tell their stories. They can collaborate with each other on these stories as well. Okay, so it's a great writing tool, absolutely. Just think about, I would say, just remember to go back to this right here. This is a great, this link. Um, I'll go ahead and drop it one more time in case you'd missed that. This link right there that I just shared, this is going to help you um, with the prompt writing. If you're just getting started with students with the prompt writing, I would say work on the scaffolding part first. That would be very helpful. Student potential to tell pass. Awesome. Awesome. Fantastic. Okay. Well, I do want to share, something fun for my students to do. Absolutely. Okay. I do want to share with you this right here. Let me go back. Okay. Um, I do have I do have a survey. If you don't mind doing this, this one's for me. This is the Adobe one. I'm going to go ahead and drop that in the chat as well. And I'm sure you'll have one for your, PSJA as well. Take a minute to do this one for me. I would really appreciate it. And while you're doing this, I do want to share with you, since some of you share some amazing, like I'm excited to use something like this. If you want to learn, if you want to learn more ideas with Adobe Express, if you want to connect with other teachers, I'm going to invite you to join our Adobe Creative Educator Leader program. It is it is an absolutely free program that we offer for teachers in the U.S. This is our Adobe Creative Educator Leader Community Program, and we meet up once a month. If you're interested to learn more about this, This is the the form. Actually, what I'm going to do here is show you the actual page. This is the page to our tool here, the Adobe Creative Educator community. Every month, like I said, we meet up, and this is we really empower you all to give you resources for your classroom, but also you can connect with other educators around the U.S. to like share ideas, highlights the things that you're doing. But we're all here to support your work to help students, empower them. Again, we share resources for you. We have special opportunities. Sometimes we have unique opportunities that we need teachers to test out features that are coming to Adobe Express, sometimes grade level. I invite you to join our community. The perks are also you get exclusive events, also have like unique swag and rewards available for you all. So invite you to join this. This is a free program, does not cost you anything. I will drop this into the chat as well. But everyone, thank you so much for uh, joining. I had a lot of fun sharing the um, putting the story together with AI storytelling. So I always have fun doing this session. And so anytime we can create a story together, it's absolute fun and blast. And we are at time, I believe. So